This is how you might make a residual plot. Say that you have some variables that are explanatory, for example, just for the hell of it, age or mileage. Both values that could be measured along the x-axis against y values that would go with it, which are the response variables. So first off, you would normally put them together and find a line of best fit. So you would draw a scatter plot. So I'm going to draw a scatter plot using mileage versus price. So go insert scatter plot. There we are. Add to that the trend line. Make sure it's linear. Click on the trend line. Make sure that we want to format it so that we, on the right hand side, we can click display the equation and display r squared. Done with that. So this is important because we need this equation for the straight line, the line of best fit, for when we work out the residual plot. Okay, so for this particular case, we've graphed mileage along the x-axis, so that's our explanatory variable, and the response is the price that goes with it. So price is measured along the y-axis in this case, that would be in dollars, and kilometers along the explanatory axis, the x-axis. Okay, so we want to calculate the calculated price, which we might get using this particular equation that we've got from Excel. So I want to go back to my spreadsheet and I want to add in a column. We want to put in the calculated price. And again, we're going to calculate it using this equation that Excel has given us. So how we do that is we go to the first cell that we want to put a calculated price in. We click on that, but then go up to the formula bar, which is above, and press on it and press equals. And we're going to enter the equation that we got from Excel, which is this negative 0.1496 and then times, which is just the star above the 8. Now it says on the equation times by x. Now what's x? Well, x are the values on the x-axis that we're using. In this case, for this first cell, I'm using the x value of 99500. That's the x value. Along the x value, that's the mileage. Okay, don't put in 99500, just click on it so you get the cell going. So that would be negative 0.196 times by B2, and then add the rest of it, which is plus from the equation 35748. So I'm basically taking the equation that's given by Excel and I'm putting it into the formula bar up there. Now press enter and it will give a new calculated price for this particular car, which has an age of 6 and a mileage of 99500. So the actual price was 26,990. The calculated price using the line of best fit that we got from Excel is 20,862.8. Now we have to do that for all of them, but by doing it this way using the formula bar, I can go to that first cell, click on it, go to the bottom right hand corner until it gets a plus sign, left click on it and drag, and that will give the calculated price for all of these cars, again using the line of best fit that Excel provided with us. I'm just going to move that over because we need to make some more room. Now in the next column we want to put the residual, so type RESIDUAL. Now residual means the difference between the actual price for the car and the calculated price. Now in this case, for this first cell which I'm moving down to, which I've now highlighted, that first residual value is the difference between 26990 and 20,862.8. Now we don't type that in, we want to get Excel to do all the work for us. So we click on that first cell, but then go to the formula bar, click on that, put an equal sign in, and click on the cells that we want to find the residual for. So which is this, the actual price of the car, minus, up in the formula bar, the calculated price, and press enter. And I'll give a value of that. Great. We do that for all of the cars. So again, go to the top. Sorry, I've missed one out there. Let me just go to that. There we are. That's better. Anyway, so we go to that price, go to the bottom right hand corner until the plus sign comes up. Click on the left click on your mouse, drag down for all your values, and it'll give you the residual price. So for all of those values, that's the difference between the actual price for the car minus the calculated value for the car. Again, those calculations come from the line of best fit and the equation that was provided to us by Excel. Right, we're ready for a residual plot. Now the residual plot is your X values. In this case, we use mileage. So there's my X values for mileage versus the residual. So this might be a good time to just take those columns, one for the X values, which is mileage, copy them, put it over somewhere, put them over somewhere else. Do the same for the residuals. Highlight the residuals, copy that, put it next to your mileage column. Make sure that they all turn up. No, that's not right. That's right. Where is it? Sorry. Paste. Come on, paste. That's the one. So just check. So I've got my correct mileage there. Yes, versus the correct residuals. I've got an extra number there for some reason. Don't know how that happened, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so once we've got mileage versus residual, I know why. Let's just move them up. There we go. So now that I've got that, highlight mileage versus residual. Go back to your bar, go back to insert, go back to your charts, and we put in another scatter plot. And this is the residual plot for mileage versus the price of the car. There'll be some numbers above the x-axis and some numbers below. That means you'll get some positive numbers above the x-axis and some negatives below, but that's okay. That's going to happen. Now, to interpret that, if there is no particular pattern to all your residual plots, like in this case, doesn't seem to be any pattern happening, then you can say that there's probably a good chance that there's a linear relationship between that I've recorded on the x-axis and that I've recorded on the y-axis. In other words, there may be a linear relationship between mileage along the x-axis and price along the y-axis. That's how you make a residual plot. Now you can do exactly the same for age. So this scatter plot that you see here is for mileage versus price. You want to make exactly the same thing for age versus price. Again, you want to get something that looks like this. Hopefully there's no pattern occurring. And if that's the case, again, you can say, if you're doing age versus price, that there might be a linear relationship between age and price if the residual plots don't seem to have any pattern. All right. Hope that helps, girls. See you later.